We are halfway into the six-game Saturday as we do a polar shift from South to the North Division of the 18 and under category. Streaming to you live from the University of Perpetual Health in Las Piñas City. Welcome to our continuing coverage of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And as we take a look at the games today, we are now at our fourth game, still in the 18 and under division. Is the Rizal Switch Fiber versus the Quezon City A2A Junior Titans. Good afternoon. This is Eman Cabiles, and he is Kyle Sanchez. And our courtside reporter will be Nicole Lim, and together we will bring you the last three games of today here in Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Kyle, kamusta ka na?
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be back here in the Junior MPBL and working alongside you again, Eman, and I'm excited for what's to come here. Both these teams coming from a loss, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to bounce back here.
That's right. So let's first discuss, as you said, both teams coming from a loss. Let's discuss first Rizal Switch Fiber. How do you think they'll bounce back? Well, talk about their last game first.
Well, they did have a good showing against San Juan, although what did them in was their three-point shooting towards the end game. They lived and died by the three, although they did hit a lot of threes. They took too many towards the end game, and I would want to see them attack the basket a little bit more. So we'll see if they've adjusted already compared to their previous game.
Samantala, Quezon City A2A Junior Giants. It was relatively a close game, 83-78. No? However, Quezon City fell to the Marikina Junior Shoemasters. What happened there?
Well, from that last game, they didn't shoot as well from the field. 27 out of 70 attempts. That's too many misses for my liking. That's not a good percentage for a team if they want to be able to compete in this league. They have to focus on that as well, yung percentages nila. And also the points in the paint. They didn't take too many, or they didn't make too many points in the paint compared to Marikina in their previous game. So it'd be nice to see if they would be able to attack the basket a little bit more, get more inside looks, and not just settle for outside shots.
Meanwhile, Kyle, key players to watch out for dito muna sa Rizal Switch Fiber.
For Rizal Switch, number 14, si Ray John Ladica. He had a good game against San Juan last time. He had 18 points and 4 rebounds and 4 assists, so very well-rounded effort for Ray John. And for Quezon City naman, we had Benedict Gaitos who had 23 points, a rebound, an assist, and 4 steals, which led the way for them. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough help, I guess, from the bench. So we're gonna see if both these players are gonna be able to continue their momentum from their previous games.
Meanwhile, let us get the ball rolling, or in this case, bouncing, as we turn you over to our venue announcer to start the game.
Good afternoon, basketball fans of Junior MPBL. Welcome to University of Perpetual Health, Las Piñas City. The action continue for the Season 2 of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. 18 under, it's time for your Rizal Switch Fiber versus Quezon City A2A Junior Giants. Let's meet this starter first from your Rizal Switch Fiber. Guard number 15, Ezekiel Tagorda. Shooting guard number 22, Chris Janji. Forward number 14, Rajan Ladica. Power forward number 78, Jan Danber Baluyot. Center number 16, Enrico Gurial. The head coach of Rizal Switch Fiber 18 under is Coach John A. Necesito, assisted by Jess Mapanaw, the team manager Ariel Balahadja. Quezon City A2A Junior Giants. Guard number 18, Rance Muyuela. Shooting guard number 15, Igu Soto. Forward number 16, Asa Atienza. Power forward number 7, Brian Hachuela. Center number 27, Mark Cuevas. The head coach of Quezon City A2A Junior Giants, 18 under, Coach Franco Atienza. Assistant coach, Mike Calomot. Team manager, Randy.
We now meet our starters from both squads. First, Quezon City. You got Muyuela, Soto, Aticuza, Hachuela, and Cuevas. Meanwhile, for Rizal,
For Rizal, we have Tagorda, D, Ladica, Baluyot, and Giral rounding out that first five for the Switch Fibers.
okay, surprisingly, partner, no? The highest pointer of Quezon City in their last game, talking about Benedict Gaitos, is not in the starting lineup. If you remember, the last game he played, he was wearing a mask, a protective mask for his face. Uh, Hopefully, he's all right and he'll be able to play today, no?
I'm not sure if he's gonna be still wearing that mask no, when he checks into this ball game. So hopefully, hindi na niya masyado iniinda yung previous injury niya. And him coming off the bench is gonna be an interesting look for the lineup for their team because we know how well he performed last game. So hopefully, off the bench, ganun pa rin yung maging production niya.
Right, and in terms of production para dito sa Quezon City A2A Junior Giants, in their last game, four players had double-figure scores. No? You got Benedict Gaitas with 23, Brian Hachuela 13, Mark Cuevas with 13, and also Rans Muyuela with 12. So yung production nandun. It's just a matter well, actually, it was the breaks of the game and that led to their loss in the last game between Marikina.
A very well-rounded naman yung performance ng team, no? A lot of contributors. It wasn't just a one-man show. Kaya nga, yun lang kinulang sila towards the end game. They had some mental lapses and also breaks of the game went towards San Juan.
This time, itong tinatawag nating breaks of the game is being forced upon Quezon City by this very tight pressure defense of Rizal Switch Fibers. As we take a look at that beautiful play by Rizal, man underneath, all alone, and the bucket for the Switch Fibers. And here they are again. Rizal Fibers. Elbow threes up, that is short. Picked up by the Junior Giants.
Both teams starting off with a full court man-to-man press, no? And in back-to-back possessions, Rizal has forced the turnover against Quezon City, so their defense really paying dividends for them early in the ball game.
That time, Ladiga, as we take a look at it again, holding his position and getting that offensive foul from Atienza.
You have to be a little bit more disciplined on offense, no? Especially when the defense is pressuring you like that. You have to stay calm and keep composed and not let them get to your head.
Another three from the other elbow, still short, but an offensive rebound right there for the Switch Fibers. And that's an end one play brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness.
Off of that offensive rebound, medyo nag-scramble yung defense, no? Ang ganda ng passing nila that led to that layup.
As we take a look at the replay again, offensive rebound and looking for the open teammate with the best possible shot. So, naka-end one tuloy. Itong si number 14, Lodica. I think they have two Lodicas, no, in Rizal.
Yes.
And right now, the other Ladiga is not listed in our... Oh, well. Okay. We have to check our lineups. Meanwhile, the score is 8-0. After almost 4 minutes, Quezon City has yet to buy a bucket here. And finally.
Narinig ka yata.
Finally, yes.
Nakabutas din, finally.
Quezon City is in the scoreboard after 3 minutes and 30 seconds at least.
They really had to work for those first points, no? The defense talaga of Rizal to start this game has been really, really tight. They've been really making it difficult for Quezon City to get any open looks.
Again, that was an end one play brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness and courtesy of Mark Cuevas ng Quezon City. First points of Quezon City and first points for Mark Cuevas. Meanwhile, here come Rizal again. Good cut, however, ball was loose. D for three, bang!
Oh, finally. Prior to that, they missed 2 open three-pointers. At least nakabutas na sila from the perimeter. Good fake there by Hachuela, getting Giral off of his feet. And that's when you know that the big man is eager to block your shot. No, you just show the ball, go up for that head fake, and kumagat si Giral.
We take a look at the three-point shot by Chris D. Once again, that ups the lead to 8 now. Let's see if Quezon City can cut it down. Yes. Brian Hachuela.
Quezon City just needs to get into their half-court offense a little bit more. Although they did get these free throws off of that transition outlet, but during the previous possessions, Rizal has really been pressuring them, so they need to get into their offensive sets and execute properly, and not get rattled by the defense so much.
Corner three, nothing but air that time from the Rizal switch fibers. Meanwhile, fast break opportunity, and that was made sure by Muyuela.
Apat na lang. I
That's
think
right.
Quezon City has made a few adjustments, and medyo na figure out nila kung paano i-beat yung defense nitong Rizal.
However, those offensive rebounds are still hurting the Quezon City A2A Junior Giants. Nakakailang offensive rebounds ang Rizal.
And hindi
Switch
maganda
fiber.
dun is
Yeah.
one of the smallest players on the floor pa yung nakakuha ng offensive rebound. So you just have to be aware and put a body once that ball goes up. Put a body on the closest man next to you.
Speaking of offensive rebound, Hachuela got that one, and Muyuela got the bucket. Now here's Chris D once again. Chris D, partner in their last outing. Hindi siya masyadong nag-score, no, but he had more assists than he topped his team in assists versus the Makabagong San Juan team.
Well, that's a sign of a good player when you're not contributing offensively, or if you're if it's an off night for you offensively, you have to be able to find other ways to contribute to your team so you can stay on the floor.
Meanwhile, another turnover.
Medyo nagmamadali yung Quezon City that time because their previous 2 buckets came from quick outlets in transition. No? So they tried to get another one there, pero medyo napalakas yung pasa.
4 minutes to go in the first quarter here. 13-9 is the score. 4-point lead. Cut down to 2.
Good drive there. Good, strong drive from Cuevas.
That's right. Cuevas. Oh, the Pinoy step and the drop pass.
I saw you earlier, you made a comment about the Pinoy step. Parang medyo na-overuse ng mga bata ngayon yung Pinoy step. Or for some kids, some of them have a little trouble knowing when to properly use it. Sometimes it's not necessary for them to use the Pinoy step. Medyo na-overuse nila yung Pinoy step na yan.
Like last time, Pinoy step then the pass. However, yung recipient hindi ina-expect yung pasa, no? So turnover for Rizal right there. Quezon City having trouble inbounding the ball. Finally, they got it in, but they lost it and got it back again. Lucky break there. Oh, Cuevas got his pocket pick there. 3 is up and in. That was from Gab Falses.
Might have even gotten fouled in that last possession. No? It could have been a 4-point play, pero walang tinawag yung officials natin. Good concentration from Falses to hit that 3 with the defender right behind him. As we see here in our replay, munti ka ng tamaan bola. Good concentration from Gab Falses there.
Junior Giants running. That was a forced layup. Another offensive rebound. Villaver, rather. The rebound and the putback for Quezon City.
Quezon City's been in a bit of a rush these past few possessions. So talagang minamadali nila yung tira nila. They're trying not to get the defense of Rizal set up Pero yun nga, medyo rushed yung mga ibang shots nila. Luckily for them, some of their shots have bounced in. Pero you would like to see a little bit more organization and a little bit more fluidity in their offense.
Right, and I guess another term that you can use is patience, partner, no?
Yes, that's right.
I mean, it's okay to try and get your offense going before the defense is set, just like that time
Mukhang nagmamadali yung mga players ng GC. May lakad pa yata itong mga
by
to.
Eric Cordano. That time it worked, no? Pero several possessions before that, medyo wala. And oh, that was a forced layup if you ever saw one. And good tap by QC. Here they are again. Cordano forcing his way in. Wala pa rin. And second try, still no go. But he'll be fouled.
Si Cordano on the talagang one-man fast break. He really tries to leave everyone, including his teammates, back at the other side of the court. No? Whoever is in front of him, talagang he's gonna blow by them. Medyo ala Westbrook yung mga galawan nito ni Cordano on the open court.
Eric Cordano going from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. However, missing the first free throw attempt. They're only down by 1 now. They started slow pero parang diesel. Biglang uminit itong Quezon City 828 Junior Giants.
Oo, medyo matagal uminit pero once uminit, tuloy-tuloy na. No? It was an 8-0 lead for Rizal to start this ball game pero 1 point na nga lang as you just mentioned.
They could have taken the lead had Cordano made both of his free throws, no?
And I've noticed that Rizal has been settling a lot from the perimeter.
That's right.
The previous possessions, medyo hindi nila inaatake yung depensa ng QC and it's bailing the QC team out.
And you mentioned it in our pre-game discussion, partner, no? Rizal taking too many threes in their last game. They got 8 in, but that was from 28 attempts. So, siyempre, mga mintis na threes usually translates to a long rebound and fast break opportunities for your opponent. Samantala, we saw the foul there as number 9, Aaron Manansala, will go to the line.
And as you mentioned nga, no, they made 8 3-pointers in that previous game of theirs. 8 makes is not a bad number, no? Especially nowadays. Marami na talagang tinitirang 3-pointers yung mga teams. That's part of any team's offense. Now, kaya lang, the 28 attempts is a little too much. So yung percentage nila hindi maganda. And yun nga, towards the end game, they weren't getting any rebounds. So that's why their opponent, yung San Juan, got into transition a lot. And that's what, I think that's one of the main reasons why Rizal lost that game.
And now I think the habit is still evident. As you've said, they're settling for threes. Talking about the Rizal switch fibers. Samantala, Quezon City still in a rush. And what a bucket there. Regardless kung ilan yung bantay, Salazar will get his +1. And that, as we take a look at it again, Salazar, the harm and the hoop that was brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness.
Good body control there from Salazar, no? Taking that hit and still be able to concentrate enough to finish that basket. In contrast to what Rizal's been doing, they've been trying to get a lot of threes in the previous possessions. Itong Quezon City naman, most of their points have come from transition. And that's what's been effective for them so far.
Baseline J, another offensive rebound for Rizal, and that putback went in from Gab. Meanwhile, again, Quezon City accelerating to speeds unknown. Oh! That was not an acceleration, that was elevation.
Elevation is right. That was a volleyball spike if I ever saw one.
And right at the summit. At this level to block a floater?
At the summit, no? That's why Rizal was contesting and claiming that it was a goaltending. But from our vantage point, it looked like the ball was still going up, no? Talagang at the apex na nung ball. So it's still a clean block from our point of view.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was Cuevas? Or De La Cruz? Oh, Cuevas, yes. And with that last heave from Quezon City, the first quarter ends. Score is 20-17. Rizal switch fibers holding on to a 3-point lead.
Marami pang adjustments ang kailangan ng Rizal Switch Fiber dahil karamihan sa kanila ay rookie. Kaya naman sabi ni Assistant Coach June ay malaking adjustments daw talaga ang kanilang ginagawa for this season. But they make sure to manage and maintain their defense. Dagdag pa ni Coach June, he's looking forward kila Baluyot, Ladika at Tagorda because these three players ay naglaro na last season kaya mas gamay na daw nila ang isa't isa. Alamin natin kung sino ang mangunguna para sa kanilang unang pagharap against Quezon City Junior Giants. This game is also brought to you by Pound for Pound, Move of the Game. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nicole Lim. And yun nga, tututusin mga adjustments pa to, Kyle, no? As this game is their second for both squads, right?
There's still going to be a feeling out process for both of these teams. No? Even though you practice every day, still iba pa rin yung mangyayari once the game actually happens. And it's good that they're being tested early. It's going to build their character and it's going to build their overall team chemistry. So hopefully maganda yung maging result for both of these teams moving forward.
Meanwhile, second triple for Chris D. And Rizal once again is up by 5, 22-17. Masasagot ba ng Quezon City? Nothing there from number 18. But they get the ball back and gliding for the bucket, Salazar.
Salazar not caring how many defenders were in front of him. Talagang he was able to jump over the defense that time, and good stretch hitting that lefty layup for him.
Meanwhile, a bad foul committed there by Cuevas. Shea Center, he fouled the guard who is about 40 feet away from the basket, no? So sayang yung foul niya doon.
Yeah, for big men, no, when you're guarding a guard out on the perimeter, the best thing you could do is just delay and wait for your point guard or your other guard to be able to get back on defense. And then once that happens, you get back to your man, the opposing big man.
Meanwhile, a drive here and a bucket for Tagorda. Beautiful spin move going to the floater.
Majority of Rizal's offense really from their guards, no? Doon nanggagaling yung mga points nila. And they're really attacking the defense of Quezon City right now.
And after that last steal and bucket from Rizal, Quezon City calls another timeout. And we take a look at this again. The steal, check that, the spin and the floater.
Ang ganda ng spin move there ni Tagorda.
By Ezekiel Tagorda. Meanwhile, we have a timeout. Magbabalik po ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2. And we are back. Before we resume action, partner, I would like to acknowledge and say thanks to our sponsors. Number one na dito ang Pound for Pound Fitness. Siyempre yung Pound for Pound Active, no? The right bola, ang bola ng Pinoy, official ball of the Junior MPBL. You got Wing Ball. Thank you also to Nature Spring, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacob Collection, and Don Benitos.
Thank you to our sponsors. No, yung Pound for Pound is also one of our sponsors, yung team namin dun sa Muntinlupa in that last league that we joined. Kaya kita mo naman, mataba pa rin ako.
Hindi na sila yung sisisihin doon, partner.
Ako na yun, nasobrahan sa rice.
Meanwhile, that attempt from Cuevas just bounced out.
And one of the main factors also, aside from the three-point shooting, why Rizal lost that game against San Juan in their last matchup was the rebounds. They were severely out-rebounded by San Juan. I want them to be able to address that issue here today against Quezon City. And they do have some big men on their lineup for them to be able to get a lot of rebounds and get in transition. No? So it's just a matter of boxing out talaga and having that discipline.
Actually, talking about the big men for both squads, visually parang match na match sila, partner.
Very evenly matched, actually. You're right. And when you just look at their lineup, no, just looking at them, you would think that neither team has a clear advantage in terms of any particular position. No? Their guards, their wings, and even their bigs, very similar looking yung makeup ng teams na to.
Attempted fast break by Quezon City, no go, but resulted to a positive one for Rizal. The lead is back up to 10, 31-21 in the early goings of the second quarter. Meantime, that was an offensive foul.
Yes, not a good foul there from Pangilinan, lowering his shoulder into the chest nito ni Muyuela.
That's right.
And good defense na rin from Muyuela and recognizing that the big man had the ball. And he's aware na the Pangilinan is not going to dribble that ball against him. So for Pangilinan naman, you just have to keep the ball high and look for that point guard for you to outlet the ball to.
And as you said, good job by Rans Muyuela for getting into the grill of Pangilinan. No? Offensive rebound, Cuevas, almost an end one, but not quite.
And Cuevas was the only Quezon City player in the paint that time with the 3 white shirts around him, but he still got that rebound. And for Rizal, you have to do a better job of boxing out, plain and simple. Put the body on Cuevas and not allow him to get that offensive rebound.
First try by Cuevas is in. And if I'm not mistaken, Cuevas was one of the bright spots in their last game versus Marikina. Talagang kayod Marino tong ginawa ni Cuevas, no? As he was siya yung pinaka-reliable, no? The big man of Quezon City.
He's very lanky and athletic big, no? So you have to keep him off the boards, and on offense, it's going to be a matchup nightmare because if you put someone slow on him, kayang-kaya niyang iwanan, no? Putting the ball on the floor. And if someone's shorter than him naman, kayang-kaya niyang gamitin yung athleticism niya like that with that layup right there.
Mark Cuevas giving it all for the Quezon City A2A Junior Giants. Oh, good cut! And the basket. That time from Enrico Giral. Here's the press again by Rizal. But this time Quezon City easily breaks it. 3 is in! Coming from Justin Byron. Legaspi. And that prompts the Rizal switch to call a timeout as we see that corner 3 by Justin Legaspi of Quezon City. Magbabalik po ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. As we return to our continuing coverage of today's Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, this is our 4th game of our 6-game slate for today. Now, Eman Cabiles alongside Kyle Sanchez, and it is Quezon City A2A Junior Giants going up against Rizal Switch Fibers in the 18 and under division. Cuevas, good fake and the easy reverse.
And that's one of the downsides of pressing too much, no? Once the opposing team figures out how to break that press, naiiwan mag-isa yung big man defender ng opposing team, and that time Cuevas was able to take advantage with an undergoal stab.
Meanwhile, new faces here for Quezon City. Number 1 Paul Hizon is in along with Rafael Nas. Now, I asked Coach Noy Africa and Jaime Mendehar kanina if he's on as Cuevas. We see in the replay that simple fake and easy reverse, basic basketball. And here come Quezon City again, 3-on-1, taking it all the way. Oh, nothing there.
Sabi ko si Cordaño, once he's out on the break, talaga tuloy-tuloy.
And balik na naman ang nangyari as another pound for pound and one play was completed there by Aaron Manansala. Good outlet pass, and Manansala just kept the ball up and found that square sa glass.
Medyo may pa-stare down pa si Manansala that time, no? Good concentration from him to be able to hit that layup against the defender.
And that pound for pound foul counted play was completed by Aaron Manansala.
Oh, you were mentioning something earlier about Hizon?
Paul Hizon. Coach Noy Africa was telling me he was not sure if Paul Hizon was Vince Hizon's son or nephew, because there's another Hizon that is the nephew of Vince Hizon. So we both agreed that we'll ask you to ask the coach.
Okay. Or I'll ask,
but we couldn't find you.
I'll directly ask Paul later.
Oh, there you go.
Kung how he's related to the Hizons, no? Pero parang may resemblance nga eh.
Pogi.
Basta tisoy.
I will say it, ang pogi. This young gentleman is a handsome one.
Tingnan natin yung game niya if it resembles Vince the Prince's game.
Meanwhile, that was too strong of a layup from Cuevas. Gets it back. Gusto niya may foul, partner.
And ang masakit doon for Rizal, it was Cuevas who took that layup and he missed badly, pero he was still able to get that ball. But credit to Cuevas for sticking with it. Pero for Rizal, you just can't allow the guy who shot the ball to get the rebound. And yun, and one opportunity, napaganda pa.
Samantala, we see that last fast break play of Rizal. Pero itong si Cuevas, another N1 play for him, brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness.
Quezon City has done a good job naman on offense. They've been hitting their shots, especially in transition. But on the other end, they've also been giving up a lot of points to Rizal, even on transition as well. So Quezon City needs to do a better job getting back on defense after making or missing that shot, because Rizal has been taking advantage and running on the break, and they've had the numbers in transition.
Meanwhile, we see some WWE action coming from Cordaño and Manansala right there. Possession goes to Rizal.
As cliche as it may sound, you really see how both these teams badly want to win, both coming from losses. So I'm sure they want to crack that win column as early as today.
Buti hindi pa binigay ng referee sa inbounder ng Rizal yung bola, because Quezon City thought the ball was theirs.
Akala ko bibilang ng 3 count yung referee, tapos pang wrestling na yun eh.
Again, Rizal settling for a 3 while Quezon City completes the fast break courtesy of Salazar. Ngayon dito sa Rizal, partner, if anyone has the license, no, ito si Chris John D, who already has 2 threes under his name.
Yes, he's one of the designated three-point shooters nitong Rizal, and as you did mention, he has already 2 here, and we're only in the second quarter. So once he's on the floor, you have to be able to recognize where he is at all times. If you're Rizal, try to find him if he's open out on the perimeter. For Quezon City naman, you have to make him put that ball on the floor, try to make him create a shot for himself or for his teammates.
In the last sequence, partner, that was at least 4 offensive rebounds. I think it's even 5 offensive rebounds for Rizal, pero they weren't able to convert this until itong si Chris John D got fouled, and he's now at the free throw line. Meanwhile, bad news for Quezon City. I think Salazar just asked to be substituted. He's feeling something in his right ankle.
Yeah, he's holding on to his, I think that's his shin area. It might be a high ankle sprain. Hopefully nothing serious, but we will ask for an update later. And hopefully he will be able to come back, kasi he's been contributing really well for his team so far.
Right. Again, Quezon City out in the open floor. Oh, I could not describe that. That's a Pinoy step through
Pinoy
with
step through
Euros.
Euro. Grabe yung combination ng mga
Oo.
bata nga. Kakalaro nila ng NBA 2K yan. Talagang just spamming the controller kung combination of moves.
That would be like if Giannis Antetokounmpo did the Pinoy step through because ang layo nung hakbang eh.
Imagine if Giannis did the Pinoy step.
Diba?
Sobrang haba nun. Kaya
Oo
niyang
nga
gawin
eh.
from the three-point line, I'm sure.
Tipong halos wala ng dribble but Cordaño just got one for Quezon City once again. However,
Nash
out of
Medina,
control.
yeah, out of control that time.
Baluyo takes it all the way. Oh, rolls out. Corner three. In and out once again para sa Rizal. Pero sila na naman ang offensive rebound here.
Finally addressing their rebounding issues as a result. They've gave up a lot of offensive rebounds to Quezon City, but this time it's their turn getting these offensive rebounds and they're being rewarded with free throws.
And if you see the lineups, partner, no, bumagal kanina yung play ng Rizal because they were evidently, well, at least the first five, the starting five were evidently tired kasi umpisa pa lang press sila ng press eh. And now some of the second stringers are infusing new energy into their play. Tapos naiwan naman for Quezon City si Cuevas. At nahihirapan siyang makarebound all alone there. Meron mga fresh legs jumping over him. Meanwhile, we have another timeout. Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL will be right back. Here we go. Final seconds of the first half. Another steal for the Switch Fibers. Three is in.
Wala nang last shot. Talagang once you're open, just take it. And for Charles Sagum, he was able to hit that open three-pointer.
And with the halftime buzzer sounding, the score is 47-38. Rizal Switch Fibers have a 9-point lead here, and look at that as we saw that combo Pinoy Euro
Parang
step.
sumakit yung tagiliran ko. Pinanood ko yun.
Ikaw, bata ka pa, paano na ako? And as we said, our halftime score is 47-38. Rizal Switch Fibers leading the Quezon City 8-8 Junior Giants. We will return for the second half of play dito sa Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. And we are streaming to you live here from University of Perpetual Help as we take a look at the first half highlights. Here are the multiple fast break plays of Rizal Switch Fibers. And of course, Quezon City, courtesy of Salazar that time. And the smart play of Mark Cuevas. Both teams, partner, no? Off and running. Well, they run whenever they can.
Yes, but for both teams, a third of their points came from fast breaks now, with the result having 15 and Quezon City having 12. So they really made a conscious effort of getting out on that break once the other team misses their shots or once they get the turnover.
That's right, and leading scorers for both squads, it's Chris D for Quezon City with 50, for Rizal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Chris D is from Rizal. Now, he had 2 3-pointers in the first half, which opened up the floor for Rizal, which allowed their offensive rebounding. Gumana yung offensive rebounding ng Rizal in the second quarter, and that's mainly because of the 3-point shooting ni Chris D and the other players ng Rizal.
Meanwhile, we're going to take a look at our fan of the game. Yes, she is the Chris Jacobs Collections fan of the game, and she just won a bottle of perfume.
Pwede kaya magpa-spray kahit isa or dalawang spray lang. Medyo na ako dito eh.
Parang mabango ka pa naman.
Mabango pa ba? Parang nangangasim na ako sa likod.
Kung ganun, hindi na ako lalapit sa'yo. Meanwhile, that's right. Fan of a game brought to you by Chris Jacob Collection.
And going back to the halftime performers, now for Quezon City naman, it was Mark Cuevas who played really well for Quezon City, manning the middle for them.
That's right, and the score is 47-38. The main difference in the score, partner, I think will be attributed to the very slow start of Quezon City. It was almost 4 minutes before they were able to get a bucket at the start of the game.
Yes, in the first quarter, it was an 8-0 lead for Rizal, but Quezon City decided to turn on the Jets in that quarter. And I remember correctly, it was 16 and 15 at one point. No? They went on a run, and that's due to the fast breaks nitong sila Cordaño and sila Cuevas.
Salazar.
Hindi nakabalik on transition defense itong Rizal, and Quezon City took full advantage of that.
That's right, when Quezon City figured out the trapping defense of Rizal in the backcourt, doon na sila naka-fast break. Meanwhile, we are now going to start the second half of play, and Quezon City starts it off with a turnover.
That's really been hurting them, no? In the first half, they've already had 12 turnovers. That's their 13th turnover already, and that's not a good sign for them. They need to be able to take care of the ball better regardless of the defense nitong Rizal.
The lead is up to 11, 49-38. 3 is a no-go there.
Kung yung sa 3-point shooting naman ng Rizal has been working well for them, for Quezon City naman, they've only made 1 out of their 10 attempts here in this ballgame so far. So they're trying, they're hitting, they're taking open shots naman. It's just not falling.
Meanwhile, Pangilinan just scored 1 for Rizal as Quezon City misses again. Here is Ladiga underneath all alone, but could not convert.
Medyo malalim si Ladiga that time. No, he could have took a power dribble to get in a better position. Minadali niya yung tira na yun because the defender was right there.
Well, the closest guy to him was a teammate. Kaya lang yun lang, medyo minadali nga lang
he
ni Ladiga.
He could have opted to pass as well, take the power dribble, make a better decision there. Pero yun nga, minadali niya and he overshot it.
However, Rizal still in the lead, now by 13, 51-38. Hachuela at the line for Quezon City and a chance to cut it down.
And this is one of the reasons why Quezon City was able to cut down that lead in the first half. They were able to get to the line and make their free throws, and those were off of their offensive rebounds and their transition baskets. They've been trying to take 3-pointers. Unfortunately, they've only made 1 out of, I think that's 11 attempts already. So the 3-point shot has abandoned them so far this game. So for them to be able to cut this lead again, if they want to be able to get back into this ball game, they need to do what's been working for them so far, yung transition baskets nila and yung offensive rebounding nila. I think that's a fourth personal foul already. Not sure who it was on though. I think I heard our Parker announce that it was on Hachuela. I'll have to confirm if that's on Hachuela, but nevertheless.
Yeah,
four fouls in just the start of the third quarter is not a good sign, especially if you're one of the main guys for your team. So it has to be a next man up mentality for whoever coach puts in.
Meanwhile, Quezon City implementing a zone defense right now, but committing the foul. So with 8 minutes and 28 remaining in the third, both teams already with 2 team fouls. Rizal switch fiber, still with an 11-point lead. Cross court, Ladica stepping on the line.
Medyo napalakas din kasi yung pasa that time ni Tagorda. So Ladica had no choice but to jump for that ball, and unfortunately upon landing, he already stepped on the sideline.
New faces for the A2A Junior Titans. You got Andre Minas playing.
And someone we still haven't seen so far is Benedict Gaitos, who played very, very well for Quezon City in their previous matchup. He had 23 points, but is still yet to see the floor here. So hopefully we'll get a report from their coaching staff on what the status is for Benedict Gaitos.
Not to mention the status of Salazar, who suffered a ankle or a leg injury late in the second quarter.
Now looking at him on the bench, parang iniinda pa rin niya, you know? He was really stretching it, and you could visibly see how much it was bothering him earlier.
Grimacing in pain, actually. He was forced to sub himself out of the game. Samantala, Minas just misses first free throw.
Alam mo naman, pag bata ka, as much as you can, talagang ayaw mong lumabas. So for you to sub yourself out, it's not a good sign. Talagang masakit siya.
Oh, 2 free throws missed by Minas, but they get the offensive rebound picked up by Muyuela. Here's Rans, top of the key, using the pick. Oh, trapped. 5 to shoot. The drive, the drop. Minas now. And shot clock violation against Quezon City.
Kinulang lang by half a second. That would have counted, but good defense for Rizal. Not letting QC get an open look that time.
Right, a bit of overpassing there by the A2A Junior Giants. Meanwhile, on the attack, here's Chris John D. using the Lampert screen, pulling up, voila, but Lampert, I guess, will be called for the pushing foul off that rebound.
Huling-huli ng referee, no? He was right in front of them, so he had a good vantage point. Kitang-kita na naman natin that there was a push-off. And now Rizal in a 1-2-2, trying to delay itong offense ng Quezon City, and that's all you can do, no? Sometimes you don't always have to go for a steal or a spectacular defensive stop. You just have to delay the offense of the opposing team and not let them execute what they want.
But that time the steal was there, and the alley-oop completed by Ezekiel Tagorda. Meanwhile, we have a report from Nicole Lim.
Yes, mga kaliga, Quezon City Junior Giants are more focused on their game plan. Nakausap ko nga kanina si Assistant Coach Mikey, and he said that their chemistry is not yet there, but they're on the process. Kaya naman they are more focused on small details and defense. Dahil kadalasan daw, nawawala sa focus ang mga players once they're on the court. While as per Assistant Coach Mikey said, that Benedict Gaitos, who is one of their top scorer last game, is not present on their game today because
Graduation, so congratulations to Benedict Gaitos. No, if nanonood ka ngayon, I'm sure kating-kating ang makabalik on the court, and hopefully yung previous injury niya, as you mentioned, he was wearing a face mask in their last game, so sana yung injury niya na iniinda niya is fully healed na.
Meanwhile, the score is 53-41, still a 12-point lead for Rizal Switch Fiber.
I'm trying to think of my last graduation. Do you remember yours?
I can't even remember if I graduated.
Kaya pala hindi maalala. Hindi pala nangyari.
Sa basketball game, alam ko ilang beso.
Ayun, madalas tayo gumagraduate yan. No? Mga halatang hindi dumidepensa ng maayos.
Or pinapasok lang para manakit.
Sayang daw yung fouls, hindi naman daw mauuwi eh.
Meanwhile, this is a good sign for Quezon City. Salazar is back in the game, pero in that play, nabati ko ba, partner? Yeah, turnover committed there between Salazar and De La Cruz. So hopefully John Kyle Salazar is okay. We'll see. No? Kanina ang bilis niya. Tingnan natin kung if that last injury will slow him down. Tokayo mo pala tong si John Kyle.
Kaya pala nag-turnover. Kyle na Kyle.
Ang baba naman ang self-esteem mo, partner.
Very self-deprecating. No?
Support na support kami sa'yo. Meanwhile, tabi ka ng bola and Quezon City will retain possession. Check that. Rizal will retain possession.
Pagka-turnover niya, pagtingin ko sa pangalan, ay, Kyle kaya naman pala.
Samantala, Rizal, Baluyot now. Been quiet so far, no, si Baluyot. He's already produced, pero not as much as we expect.
Well, that's a testament na rin to the defense, no? Mukhang na-check. I'm sure he's on the scouting report of the opposing team. And we know how good of a player he can be. Pero yun nga, the other players have to step up in his place.
And as we were talking about him, Baluyo just rejected that shot by Cuevas and orchestrated a fast break on the other end.
Good finish there from Gab Passes. No? Pero I credit that basket to Chris D. He was already open. He could have taken that shot himself. Pero very unselfish play for Rizal right now. And that's why lumulobo na naman yung kalamangan nila.
And with that last bucket by Manansala of the steal and fast break, there he is gliding to the hole with the greatest of ease. May timeout po ulit tayo. Taken by QC. Magbabalik ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2.
Wala pala si Gaitos. Ikaw pa yung naano. Sabi ko, andyan si Gaitos. Wala pala. Graduation pala.
Hindi, natawa ko sa sinabi ko. Diyan kayo, di ba? Pinupuri kita.
Kaya pala turnover.
Maganda naman yung ginagawa ni Salazar, pare. We return to the action here, streaming to you live from the University of Perpetual Health in Las Piñas City. The score is 57-41. I'm sorry, partner, but is this the biggest lead so far by Rizal Switch Fibers?
Yes, at 16 points. So this is the biggest lead for
Okay.
Rizal. Kanina, it was around 12, pero nahabol nga ng QC due to all of the fast break opportunities that they had. And they were getting to the free throw line, as we previously mentioned. Pero itong Rizal is on a roll right now, offensively and defensively, making it difficult for QC. Pero I think off of that timeout, QC seems to have made a few adjustments, no?
That's right, an adjustment nga talaga itong si Coach Atienza, fielding in new players for, well, I'm sure they want to find that necessary energy, to get back into this one.
And as we previously mentioned, both these teams looking to bounce back off of losses in their previous matchup. So for QC, you don't want to get 2 consecutive losses because it's going to blow your team's morale a little bit.
Oh, what a play! And speaking of getting energy from the bench, eto na, 4 straight points by QC. Cuts the lead down to 10. 57-47 is the score.
I want them to be able to help out Cuevas. Now, speaking of the other players, itong QC, he's really been carrying the load for them offensively. And for the guards naman, they have to do a better job of boxing out yung mga bantay nila. Kasi itong Rizal has had a few offensive rebounds already.
And Cuevas, sa side ng QC, parang hindi pa siya pinapalitan, no?
No, minimal rest pa lang for Cuevas. And kita mo rin, medyo napapagod na rin siya kasi he's been doing it all, mostly for QC this ball game.
Meanwhile, Baluya there was called for the foul. As we take a look at that offensive rebound, another one for Rizal, and Manansala converts on the putback. binaba pa no? Double clutched pa.
Oo, kasi Mark Cuevas was there, no?
Right.
And Mark Cuevas has the ability to block that shot. And after he made that basket, Cuevas was signaling to his teammates na mag-box out tayo. Kasi I can't get all the rebounds myself if you're not gonna box out.
And speaking of Mark Cuevas, finally he gets his rest as Coach Franco pulls him out.
Well-deserved rest for Mark Cuevas, but with a minute and 59 remaining here in the third quarter, whoever replaces him will have to at least keep that same energy and try to bring the similar production at least para hindi bumaba yung performance ng team, no?
Oh, what a pass! However, the shot was not there for Gurial. Sakong-sakto sana yung pasa na yun. Meanwhile, Cordaño, he was claiming he actually wants a replay.
Gusto niya ng coach's challenge,
gusto niya ng challenge.
But he had the option to pull it out there and set the offense up, being the guard, being the point guard nitong Junior Giants. No, he was a little out of control there kasi in the previous quarters, marami siyang nakuhang points off of transition opportunities. Kaya lang, you don't always have to get on the fast break, no? Especially if the defense is already set up.
That time, Cordaño was quicker than the ball, kaya nawala rin yung bola sa kanya.
Mukhang yung bola yung napapagod sa kanya.
Okay. Salazar pulls down the defensive rebound. Oh, good pass. The alley-oop bounces out. Sorry, miss once more this for Quezon City. Salazar faking that he was running, then sakong-sakto yung ikot niya. And John Kyle puts it in. Kyle na Kyle.
Oo nga, dun. Sige, we give John Kyle the credit. No, good finish on the fast break there. Pero for that previous turnover, itong si Jeremy Pascual, being the point guard of Rizal, needs to look at his teammates kung talagang open ba sila before giving up that ball.
Meanwhile, having a hell of a game right here is Aaron Manansala for Rizal Switch Fibers as he knocked down that three. Quezon City trying to answer. Oh, no one there to receive the pass. Good defense by Gurial, no?
Talagang brick wall eh. Talagang tumayo lang eh.
Yun lang, John Kyle Salazar tumama sa pader, no? And too close for comfort on the defensive end. It's Medina. Called for the foul now.
A good thing for them, they're still not in the penalty.
Yes.
So last shot time here for Rizal.
12 seconds to go in the third, and Medina again gives up another foul. Trying to stop the momentum of Rizal Switch Fibers.
And I think that was a strategic foul to get substitution. No? So he's on his here for defensive purposes to close out this quarter for Quezon City.
Here's the last play for Rizal. Oh! Good play, Sana, but Guriel was out of control on the roll. And this would be a double black eye had Medina converted on that fast break.
Muntiga na, missed opportunity there for Quezon City. No? They could have cut that lead down to 11, but we're going to have to work with a 13-point deficit heading into the final quarter.
So after 3 quarters of play, the score is 62-49. And here are some third quarter highlights. That pull-up. Parang bumagal yung slow-mo. Slow-mo na, bumagal
Super duper slow-mo na tawag dyan.
Right, ang ganda kasi, poetry in motion. And that power play by Villaver. And as we see, Aaron Manansala, like we said, no, having a great game this afternoon. 62-49 is the score. 13-point lead for Rizal. We'll be right back for the fourth and final quarter. We are now in the fourth quarter of this 18 and under game. between Quezon City A2A Junior Titans and Rizal Switch Fibers. Eman Cabiles alongside Kyle Sanchez covering the last 3 games of today here in Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. 62-49 is the score. Rizal Switch Fibers up 13 points versus Quezon City. Make that 15 points.
As was the story in the first quarter, Rizal back to their full court pressure defense and making it difficult for Quezon City to set up their half-court offense. No, they got another turnover in that previous possession.
Offensive rebound by Paul Hizon, but the reverse would not go for Justin Legaspi. And like you said, Kyle, no, binalik yung pressure defense. Itong Rizal has another conversion.
Yes, as soon as they make a basket, no, they're in a
Right.
2-2-1 full court press. And even with that foul on Medina, talagang they're really making things difficult for Quezon City to just cross half court. And by the time na makatawid ng half court ng Quezon City, of course, they're going to be a little bit more tired and nabawasan na yung shot clock a significant amount for them to be able to set things up on offense.
Last points for Rizal, courtesy of Rayjon Ladica. I was actually waiting if it was a 3 or 2 because I thought his foot was on the line, but apparently it wasn't. So that was a 3-point shot by Ladica and answered by Justin Legaspi.
They're going to need more of that if they want to cut down this lead. No, with 8 minutes, anything is still possible for Quezon City.
The lead is 15, 67-52. Miscue there. Here's Paul Hizon. Fires up a 3, too strong. But Cuevas picks it up and Legaspi puts it in.
Well,
This is an early timeout called by Rizal. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2 will be back in a few.
Nasa last quarter na nga tayo ng laro and Quezon City Junior Giants are still struggling to put up points on the board while Rizal Switch Fiber is still leading for our last quarter. Sabi nga ni Assistant Coach June, natalo na sila on their first game and this time they must bounce back para makabawi. Dagdag pa ni Coach June, maliban sa pagbawi para makuha ang panalo, siguraduhin daw na nag-e-enjoy pa rin sila on the court. This game is also brought to you by Pound for Pound, Move of the Game. Ayon lamang at balik sa inyo.
Thank you very much, Nicole Lim. And after 3 quarters of play, Kyle, what could you say about this game so far?
well, anytime Quezon City tries to knock on the door, Rizal has had an answer for the runs that QC has made. And yung defense talaga nila has really set the tone for Rizal in this ball game. And here in the fourth quarter as well, we can see that with the 13-point lead that Rizal has, Quezon City is still having trouble trying to break itong full court press ng Rizal. And that's led to a lot of turnovers. Quezon City already has 20 turnovers compared to the 9 turnovers of Rizal in this ball game. And that's too big of a deficit for any team to have. And 20 turnovers is too big for any team, whether on any level, to have. And kita mo naman, with a 13-point lead, Rizal has the upper hand on Quezon City. But still not too late though, with
Yes.
players like itong sila Mark Cuevas. He's really carrying the load for Quezon City here. He already has 19 points
Right.
to his name.
And when Rizal posted their biggest lead at 18 points,
Yes.
that's nangyari yun with Chris John not even scoring in the second half yet. Itong 13 points all came from the first half, no?
Yes. He had 2 3-pointers in the
Right.
first half, and he also had some fast break opportunities, and very balanced din yung effort nitong Rizal.
Right on cue, Chris John D. As we've said na hindi pa siya umiscore dito sa second half. Just got that bucket for Rizal. Samantala, Hachuela answering for Quezon City.
14 points still mathematically possible. No? 6 minutes is a lot
Right.
of time in basketball. But Quezon City doesn't need to rush. And they have to close out on shooters. It's like itong sila Ladica.
And Ladiga, after missing that three right in front of us, wala pang 2 seconds, nandun na kagad sa kabilang side ng court to intercept that pass.
And that's been the story of the ball game for Quezon City. Those turnovers, they have more than 20. And sayang kasi they would have had the numbers in that last play had they just been more patient and a little more careful with their passing. And tignan natin dito, another fast break opportunity for them.
And yan ang isa sinasabi ko sa mga teammates ko, partner. Kung ikaw yung titiran tres, siguraduhin mo na ikaw ang unang-una nakabalik sa transition defense. Right. And that's just what Aaron Manansala did. He missed that left elbow three, but he was able to intercept that outlet pass.
Correct. No, you don't just after taking that three-pointer, you don't just stand there. You're in the best position to be the safety.
Right.
Ika nga, to get back on defense. And with the 3-on-1 disadvantage, that time he was still able to get a deflection and get that ball back for Rizal.
Parang pwede lang gumawa nung tumira ng tres tapos hindi didepensa kung ano ka, religious leader ka. Meanwhile, another steal for Rizal. Switch fibers.
Very witty ka dun.
75-58 is our score.
Check ko nga yung mga brakes ng sakyan ko bago umuwi. Mamaya naputol na.
And again, Quezon City A2A Junior Giants looking for answers. Coach Franco Atienza still experimenting with his bench.
He's trying to find the right mix, in
combination
terms of his lineup. And they don't need to rush. They just have to take things possession by possession. They have to get good offensive stops, good defensive stops rather. And they can't afford to trade baskets with the results. So they have to string together defensive stops and convert on the other end. And maybe try to get back to the free throw line, which is what's been working for them in the second quarter. And that's why they were able to cut that lead in the second quarter when they had a lot of free throw opportunities, speaking of Quezon City.
Oh, power play right there, but na baby and tira. And going back to Nicole's report earlier, Kyle, assistant coach of Quezon City, said that their team chemistry is not yet there, so they're trying to focus on the details. And yeah, mentioning team chemistry, yun nga, kaya siguro nag-eksperimento pa talaga itong si Coach Franco Atienza.
Well, as you mentioned, it's the little things sometimes that can make or break the ball game for your team. Talent's not gonna win a lot of ball games if your players don't have that chemistry on the floor. Ika nga yung amo yan. Like, just simple things and simple decisions like making the right pass, making the right read. Kita naman natin, with the number of turnovers that they've had this ball game, wala pa talaga dun yung chemistry nila. They already have 24 turnovers here for this ball game. We still have 4 minutes and 45 seconds left.
And adding on to his point production, Chris John D was fouled on the three-point shot. Oh, missing the last one.
Chris John D has had a lot of three-pointers in this game already. So talagang alam ng Quezon City na mainit siya. But you don't close out on a three-point shooter like that. You just have to put a hand up and hope that he misses.
Mark Cuevas, good setup there for his teammate Brian Hachuela, who was fouled. And these free throws is brought to you by Nature Spring, the official hydration partner of Junior MPBL. At habang Brian Hachuela is at the free throw line, let's once again acknowledge and thank our sponsors. Una-una na ang Pound for Pound Fitness, the right bola ng Pinoy, official ball of Junior MPBL starting five, Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacob Collection, and of course, Don Benitos. Umabot ba sa'yo yung Don Benitos na yan? May laman pa ba?
Tingnan nga natin kung may laman pa. Uy, meron pa. Hindi pa bawas.
Mahal tayo ni Coach Noy. Africa talaga.
Talagang thank you, Noy, for leaving a box of cassava cake for us. Hati na kami dito.
And thank you, Don Benitos. Meanwhile, baseline inbound here for Rizal. Baluyot receives. Chris fires up another three and connects.
Well, he's really opened up the floor for Rizal with his three-point shooting, no? Because of his three-point shooting, yung mga penetration nila and yung offensive rebound nila mas gumagana din here in this ball game.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and good decision there by Baluyot, pulling the ball back out nung hindi siya sigurado sa kanyang attempt. However, Cordaño just grabs that between two white shirts and connects with the fast break.
They're going to need more of that if they have any chances or if they have any hopes of closing this gap.
Well, it's just an 11-point lead. Oh, check that. It's a 19-point lead now, 79-60. And we only have, well, the Quezon City Junior Titans only has 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get something done. Another steal. And an N1 play brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness.
The Quezon City should have been doing this all game, no? They should have pressured Rizal the way Rizal was pressuring them in the backcourt, trying to get those turnovers as well. Kasi may mga magagaling na guards din tong Quezon City, like itong sila Cordaño, sila Hizon. They've been finishing well on the break.
Oyuela to Romero, and Romero, the N1 play brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, completes it after that bonus free throw. Now Quezon City applying the backcourt pressure. Baluyot, oh, turnover. So si Romero ba ang hinihintay ni Coach Franco Atienza?
A possible na magic bonus. He could have gotten to the game earlier, pero yun nga, as Coach mentioned, they're still trying to figure out yung chemistry nitong team na to and maybe mixing and matching the lineups and which works and what doesn't.
Meanwhile, taking it all the way coast to coast, that is Aaron Manansala.
And huli on the other end, no? Clean
There he
block.
is again. Oh, was that Baluyot?
Yes, that was John Denver
Right.
Baluyot in the previous possession with that big block. Ganda ng timing niya there.
That time all alone underneath. Hachuela making sure they get the 2 points. It's still 16-point lead here for Rizal. Oh, what a move there by Manansala. And the floor is wide open right now, partner, as we approach the last 2 minutes of this ball game.
Still, 16 points is very manageable for Quezon City, but they have to be, almost perfect from here on out. They can't commit any more turnovers, and they have to try to score at least or get to the free throw line on every possession.
Yung last move na ginawa ni Manansala doon sa right corner 3, no? Pero hindi lang pumasok yung tira, pero remind me of Jamal Crawford.
Ganda ng galaw, no? Very smooth, no? Parang one dribble and he was already ahead of his defender. Kaya lang good defense din. And na-airball nga lang ni Manansala yung tira, but good move.
So right now, yeah, my partner here is being asked to determine who the player of the game is.
I've already determined, no,
Right.
who our player of the game is. I'm just waiting for his final stats. I'm waiting for him to check out of this ball game actually para maalagay na natin kung ano ba yung stats niya. But itong si Chris John D has played very, very well for Rizal. He's hit a lot of three-pointers, and he's also contributed on the rebounding and assist department as well.
Yeah, pero maganda rin yung challenge sa kanyang teammates si Aaron. If we take a look at the stats, no? Pero you're right. Yeah, Chris John D right now stuffing that stat sheet. And he's a guard, and he's got 7 rebounds already in this game. Huh?
Very well-rounded itong si Chris John D, no? 7 rebounds and 5 assists.
Samantala, itong Magic Bunot na na naturingan ng aking partner.
In a
Is
short
that the
amount,
line?
yes, in a short amount of time, no, may contributions na agad
Right.
itong si Romero. So he's making case to his coaching staff na dagdagan ng kanyang minutes in their coming
Right.
games.
Sa susunod, maaga nyo akong ipasok. No?
Pwede na ilagay sa starting five or at least off the bench.
And look at this. He's attempting 3 free throws. Has already sank 2. Oh, misses the last one. Ladiga ran out of real estate right there at the baseline, so the ball swings back to Quezon City with 1 minute and 49 remaining in the game. And Coach Franco Atienza calls another timeout. Manny Pacquiao's Jr. MPBL will be right back. (67-83), Rizal switch fiber leading versus the Quezon City 8-8 Junior Giants. 1 minute and 49 remaining. This is basically over. No, we're just waiting for the final buzzer, partner.
Yeah, barring any sort of miracle here, no, it's a sure win na para sa Rizal. And with that turnover, it's not helping the cause of the
Right.
Junior Giants. Yung defense talaga ng Rizal has been the story for them, and it's really been one of their calling cards. Well, it's what's given them this win
You're
here
up,
today.
right? You're up 14. Ikaw pa yung nakapress.
Yes, talagang not looking at the scoreboard na siguro to mga to. And
Oh, elbows, and I think there was a fist that connected right there.
and there was a referee on the floor as well. So we'll see what the officials call here.
And this is,
And I think that's Chris John D on the
Right.
floor.
and this is so unnecessary considering that the game is almost over and decided, partner.
Sayang din, no? Regardless of the score, it's been a
Yeah.
good ball game. Maganda yung nilaro ng both teams, and you never want to see anything like this.
So basically, that was a rebound play. Chris John D was sandwiched by Muyuela and another player. So officials really need to, they will review that incident to determine who was at fault. And here we go. Diving for the ball was Chris John D. And there you go, Hachuela. First, tinukuran ng forearm muna si Chris. But Chris retaliated. I think that was a fist.
Clearly from the replay, you can see no na yung forearm nito ni Chuela nakabaon sa
Yes.
sa mukha and sa leeg ni Chris John D. So I understand.
And it's, I think it's not incidental. Tinititigan pa niya, nakatingin pa, and then there's the forearm, and there's the swing by Chris, and then the grimace of both players para, and kita mo naman yung hero ref natin.
Oo, pati yung referee. Akala ko mag-elbow drop si ref dun pero buti na lang he was there to pacify the situation. But hopefully cooler heads prevail here and you don't want to see things like this happen. Pero I understand din yung intensity that both of these players bring to the ball game. Pero yun nga, with the result already settled, sana na-avoid na lang natin yung mga ganitong incidents.
That's right. 16 points ang lamang dito ng Rizal versus Quezon City, and nagkaroon pa talaga ng ganong insidente, no? So we are now waiting for the decision. Let's see if uh, after penalties implemented here, let's see kung maki-carry over ba to, no, sa next games nitong dalawang squads. And there's Sachuela dumagan kay
it's
Christian.
Muyuela.
Muyuela. Sorry, Muyuela. Yeah, Rans Muyuela.
Siguro pinapakinggan tayo ni Hachuela ngayon. Sabi, ano ginawa ko?
Sorry. And the referee, there you go, the slide.
Buti na lang, the ball was there to cushion ang referee natin.
Yeah, so yeah, Hachuela. It was Rans Muyuela and Chris John D involved in that incident. So apparently, dumagan si Rans kay Chris.
And Chris didn't like that, so pero
Hindi lang dumagan eh. Meron pang extra forearm sa chin. And then a retaliation from Chris with that close fist swing. Tapos sabay umaray. sabay silang umaray.
sabay humiga parehas.
Parehong victim, di ba? And then for a bit of what do you call it, comic relief, the referee slides in.
Buti na lang dumating si referee there with that baseball slide.
Right. So we are there it is, disqualification foul against Rans Muyuela, but Hachuela was actually given an unsportsmanlike foul, partner.
Oo nga, Brian Hachuela was also given a sportsmanlike foul. Not quite sure, even though we did see the replay, not quite sure what transpired there, but our referees do have a better point of view compared to where we're sitting from, so we'll just have to respect the referee's decision. And that's a big blow, no? Patapos na yung laro.
Right.
And na-thrown out pa ito si Rans.
And of course, Rans Muyuela should not be allowed inside the playing court as a disqualification foul ang ipinataw dito kay Rans.
Yeah, so he has to step out dito sa venue natin, no? So we can continue and finish this ball game. But what's done is done.
Right.
And judgment has been given out by our officials. And now, Chris John D, free throw line to ice this game.
And a bit shaken up there, Chris John D missing that free throw.
Oo, parang nakamarka pa sa baba niya yung forearm ni Rans eh.
Chris John D now has 19 points to his name, along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists.
Together with Aaron Manansala, itong sila Ladika and Tagorda, it's been a well-balanced effort offensively and defensively for Rizal. So it's good for them that they were able to bounce back from their previous loss. For Quezon City naman, it's back to the drawing board. 2 consecutive losses for them, still trying to figure things out. Chemistry-wise, the talent is there, no? We can see from players like sila Cordaño, sila Hizon, and sila Hachuela, and even sila Rans Muyuela. And of course, si Mark Cuevas. They have a well-balanced team as well, speaking of Quezon City, but Rizal just had their number here today.
So Chris John D was awarded 4 free throws for the fouls committed by Rans Muyuela and Hachuela. Muyuela, disqualification foul. Hachuela, unsportsmanlike foul. And finally, we resume play. 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in this game. 3 on the way, no. And good move here by Coach Adriano. Oh, check by Coach John Necesito, no? To fill in some of his bench. Parang pagpahingay na yung mga starters niya.
Yes, man. Well, this ball game is all but over, so it's a chance for his other players to get some playing time and get a little bit of confidence, no? Because you never know when you're gonna need these players, especially as we get further into this season.
Meanwhile, Romero is back at the free throw line. Late nang pumasok sa fourth quarter ng si Romero, pero he now has 3 points. And again, was that another untoward incident? And this is going on forever, partner.
Well, see, no, because see, when I looked, itong si Asa Atienza was bouncing and rolling on the floor. So, sana there was nothing dirty that caused that fall from him. Pero, yun nga, we'll have to take a look again.
Here it is. Rebound battle. Oh,
During that box out, no, itong si
right.
Ray-John Ladica got Asa Atienza in the face, and Asa was able to sell that call towards the referees.
Now that contact was above the neck, partner. So let's see if
We know what the rule book says,
right.
but we'll have to wait for our officials. No, they'll have to deem whether or not that was intentional or if there was any malice in that last box out from Ray-John.
So Atienza getting the bitter end of that wasn't a forearm, no? Parang wrist na lang yun eh.
No,
Yung-
parang well, from where I was sitting, parang they were boxing out and mukhang hinawi niya.
Oh, there it is.
Okay,
Right.
so upon seeing that review,
And one thing's for sure, tatagal pa tong game na to.
oh, actually I was saying kanina na, uy, parang mabilis matatapos tong fourth game natin na, pero mukhang nabati ko na naman.
Right.
Maybe I should just keep quiet. Lahat ng sinasabi ko, kabaliktaran yung nangyayari.
No, just talk. Oh, bala sir.
Well, if that's the case, I think all my games will be overtime. So sana kabaliktaran lahat ng
There you go. Meanwhile, 1 minute 18 seconds remaining in this very long last 2 minutes ng game, no? And we will see, as we've said, that was oh, how is it Chris John D?
Well, honestly, I'm a little bit surprised right now from that verdict.
And I don't think Chris John.
I think
Okay,
our officials corrected it, or are they sticking with their decision of throwing out?
yes,
Chris
he was
John-
thrown out.
Was he even on the floor?
Oh, we have to clarify this because late discovery. So, yeah, I wanted to mention earlier that Chris John D was not punished for the swing when during that
Yes, during that last
previous altercation.
where Rance Muyuela was
Yes.
thrown out, no, when he had that uppercut
Right.
on Muyuela.
So I guess there was a late discovery, and that's
Masyado nag-focus yung
oo.
referees natin kanina dun sa kila Rance and kila Brian Hatchuela.
Right.
And,
So nakita yung swing ni Chris John D, and I guess it's fair.
well, judging from the replay naman, we
Yeah.
and even from our viewers, kung mga nanonood ngayon sa live stream, I'm sure you can also see na
There was a swing.
There was a swing. Kitang-kita naman, we all have eyes. So credit to our officials for staying on top of it. And even though it was a late discovery, they still made the correct call.
And well, that was the first incident in the last 2 minutes of this game. And then the second incident, now the one that the officials are discussing now, is about Ray-John Ladica and Atienza, who got the bitter end of forearm
sayang din because yung mga players na nasa thrown out are the players who are contributing the most
Yes.
to their respective teams. No? So you have to be an example to your other teammates na pag nagkakainitan na, when things get intense, you have to keep a cool head because cooler heads prevail, as they say.
We were talking about Chris John D. We might have to ask if he is allowed to be the player of the game if he was just thrown out of this game due to he got that disqualifying foul. Manansala. Well, yeah, we have to confirm that. Meanwhile, right now,
Our officials are still talking to the coaching staff.
yes, of Coach Franco and our table officials.
Trying to explain things, no? Hindi mainit yung laban towards the end game kung kailan lumaki yung lamang ng Rizal.
That's right. And the score is 85 to 67 with 1 minute and 18, partner. I think this is the longest last 2 minutes I've covered.
Yes. When we started, may araw pa, parang madilim na yata. Hindi pa naman pala.
Hindi pa naman.
Hindi pa naman pala.
However, this game is already delayed now for that matter because our first game of the day was decided via overtime. And now Romero is back at the line for Quezon City, missed the free throw.
And now as Chenza is on the line of taking these free throws from that disqualifying foul from Ladica.
Really a shame, partner. Chris John D is actually the choice for player of the game in this game. And Ray John Ladiga also played
he
great
was also
today.
a candidate for
also a candidate.
player of the game. No? Talagang, it's just unfortunate to see that sila pa yung na-involved in that incident.
So 2 seconds rather had gone by.
In the last 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Pero kahit pa paano, gumalaw din naman yung score.
Gumalaw naman yung score. Yung oras lang talaga yung gumagalaw.
85-69. Oh, running shot there by Baluyot just fell in off the glass.
Still not done is Rizal adding to their point total, up by 18 already.
And we are under a minute in this game between Quezon City and Rizal in the 18 and under division.
We're just waiting for the final score here.
And we've been waiting for more than 20 minutes already.
Longest minute of my life.
I mean, yeah, I guess from another different perspective, we really have to appreciate the competitiveness nitong mga bata na to.
That's one way of looking at it.
Papatalo.
No?
Right.
Even though, yun nga, malaki na yung kalamangan ng Rizal when those incidents transpired. For Quezon City naman, I guess you can spin it around and say na, well, they're still not giving up. No, the intensity is still there, the effort and the energy are still there.
Meanwhile, we have another timeout brought to you by Nature Spring. Nature Spring, the official hydration partner of Junior MPBL, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. .9 seconds remaining in this game between Quezon City and Rizal. If I were, well, I'm just wondering, no, if I was a coach, like malaki na lamang mo, nagkakasakitan pa, even with this much time remaining, what if patirahin mo na lang ng patirahin yung kalaban, no? And protect your players.
Yeah, that's one thing you can do. No, it depends na lang on what your priority is, I guess, or what mindset you have at the moment.
3 is up.
But after this ball game, I still want to be able to see these players show some sportsmanship. Sana magkamayan pa rin sila na kahit nagkainitan sila. Once the game is over, let's go back to being, not friends, at least, competitors.
Achansa with a putback for Quezon City. And finally, the buzzer sounds in this game.
Kala ko hindi na matatapos.
So final score 87-73. Rizal Switch Fibers getting the victory over Quezon City 828 Junior Titans.
And
so yes, partner, we are tracking down the designated player of the game. We had to switch because of technical fouls and disqualification fouls, but we award the player of the game now to Mr. Aaron Manansala, number 9. He had 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And our courtside reporter Nicole Tan is now with Aaron. Take it away, Nicole.
Yes, mga kaliga, kasama natin ngayon ang ating player of the game na si Aaron Manansala with the 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Aaron, anong naging mentality nyo ng team nyo? Especially ang dami nangyari, especially on the fourth quarter.
Yung mentality po kasi namin, nakuha namin sa coach namin na hindi nagpapatalo palagi. Ginagawa namin yung best namin para masunod yung mga tinuturan ng coaches namin. Yun lang po.
Meron ka bang gustong batiyan na pasalamatan na sumusuporta sa inyo?
Binabati ko po yung papa ko tsaka yung mama ko na nandyan. Tsaka po yung Jeff ko na nasa bahay nanonood. Thank you po.
Once again, congratulations to our player of the game and of course to Rizal Switch Fiber. Pasalamatan rin natin ang ating sponsor na Don Benitos for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy to our player of the game. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Nicole. And there you have it. Don Benitos, player of the game, number 9, Aaron Manansala. And final score 87-73. We now proceed to the next game. It's in the 16 under division, and it is from the same areas, cities and province. Rizal versus Quezon City, 16 and under.
Younger brothers naman, no? Itong mga 18 under boys natin. So let's find out kung we'll have the same result or kung may salvage ba ng QC yung mga kuya nila.
All right, so do not go away. 16 under division coming right up. Magbabalik po ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2.